So I ran across an article regarding LeBron James. It's something I already knew. I just wasn't sure. It was something that I just came to the conclusion of, putting the dots together. Apparently, LeBron James since 2007, LeBron have been recruiting top talent players in the NBA to join forces with him. So that's what, 18 years now? And he got a lot of rejections. And he came out and admitted that he got rejected a lot. Yahoo Sports came out with an article stating that, and they quoting LeBron, "I've got rejected a lot." LeBron admitted many superstars have said no to joining him over the years. And LeBron stated, "I've got rejected a lot. Many superstars have said no to joining him over the years. Originally appeared on Basketball Network. The best player in the world had trouble convincing others to join him." That's part of the LeBron James career that is not often mentioned when his legacy is laid out. But in 2018, James admitted what many had already begun to see. His recruiting pitch hadn't always worked. "I've always recruited," James said. "I've been trying to get guys to come play with me since like 2007. I've got rejected a lot, but I also not got rejected a lot." The comments came during his first season in Los Angeles, one that unfolded under a cloud of frustration. Bron had just joined the Lakers in the summer of 2018, hoping to establish a new chapter and bring others with him. However, the superstar who once convinced Chris Bosh to leave Toronto suddenly lost some of that influence. Now, they saying the rejection started in Cleveland. James first entered the recruiting game during his years with the Cavaliers. Cleveland's lack of appeal to top-tier stars became a regular topic. LeBron knew that was a hurdle. He made overtures to Joe Johnson and Michael Redd. LeBron James tried to get Bosh to leave Toronto for Cleveland. None of them bit. "A lot of people didn't want to come to Cleveland," James said. "Let me just throw that out there. I tried to recruit so many guys to come to Cleveland, and I had a couple guys, and it just didn't work out. Back then, the city itself was part of the challenge. James had the game, but the roster and market weren't enough to sway others. Even with the four-time MVP star power, players looked at Cleveland as a hard sell. Some were intrigued, others listened, but very few signed. Things changed in Miami, however. It was a different story in South Beach. James' run with the Heat from 2010 to 2014 was built on influence. Not only did he arrive with Bosh and join Dwayne Wade, but Miami's environment made it easier to sell. Veterans took pay cuts. Role players were eager to sign. "It wasn't hard getting guys in Miami, I'll tell you that," James said. "So now that I think being in LA, I don't think it would be that hard to get guys here." When he joined the Lakers, Bron thought Los Angeles would sell itself. However, his first summer was a shock. Paul George chose to re-sign in Oklahoma City, even after years of saying he dreamed of playing for the Lakers. James then turned his sights to Anthony Davis. The two shared an agent. They vacationed together. Bron began lobbying publicly. AD wanted to leave New Orleans. LeBron James believed a trade would happen quickly, but it didn't. The Pelicans kept Davis until the summer of 2019, and that window came another setback. Kawhi Leonard chose the Clippers. It was the second straight summer that a star had passed on joining James in Los Angeles. By the time AD finally arrived, Bron's recruiting track record had become a real storyline. King James still had a title to chase. He still had LA, but he had also been reminded of something that had followed him for more than a decade. That being great didn't mean everyone would follow. I always knew when a lot of these players that was rumored to be teammates with LeBron and then they go somewhere else, I always figured that a lot of these other superstars didn't want to team up with LeBron because they'll always have to be the scapegoat if they don't win. Even if LeBron is not doing his part, they didn't want to be part of a circus, because everywhere LeBron been, it's just been a complete circus. Let's just keep it real. When he went to Miami, it was a circus. I want to take my talents to South Beach. He had like a 2-hour special, however long it was, just to say that. I guess they wouldn't let him, eat his cookies or whatever he wanted to do on the plane. And he left because of that, is what they say. But then going to Cleveland, teaming up with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, they was always putting the focus on Kevin Love need to fit in, not fit out, or whatever the quote was. It was always something to deflect from not winning championships while creating your team. In Miami, he blamed Chalmers a lot. You can't blame D Wade or Bosh, so you go at Chalmers. And then that says a lot. I didn't know before LeBron went to Miami and before Chris Bosh went to Miami that LeBron tried to get Bosh to come play with him in Cleveland. But Bosh turned it down and rather stay in Toronto. But Bosh was quick to go to Miami to play with Wade. So I look at it as LeBron never was looked at as a good leader. He always had the talent, of course. But back then, I liked the D Wade talent more than LeBron's. But nobody is denying LeBron greatness, but I think he's just that coworker people don't like. The coworker that good at their job but just an asshole. And I think that kind of bit LeBron in the ass over his career, stopping him from winning as many championships he wanted to win. But I think he should have just stayed in Cleveland the whole time, played his whole career there. Probably would have got like 3 championships, maybe 4. That's just my thoughts. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think a lot of people turned down playing with LeBron because he's a bad leader? Or do you just think they was LeBron haters and they didn't want to help him win? I don't know. But it's your boy Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.